If you've passed 60 and find yourself struggling to twist open a jar, letting out a sigh when you stand up, or noticing that your arms and legs don't feel as strong as they used to, what I'm about to share may surprise you. No pricey powders. No exhausting workout plans you'll never stick with. Imagine if the solution was as simple as drinking a warm cup of tea, the same kind of tea your grandparents likely enjoyed every day. Not a rare blend that costs a fortune, but everyday teas you can pick up at the local supermarket, often for less than the price of a latte, that researchers have linked to stronger muscles and calmer joints. Here's the reality most people never talk about. Once you cross 60, your body naturally starts losing muscle. Every decade, you give up around 3 to 8%. By 70, that drop is enough to make everyday tasks noticeably harder. Suddenly, groceries feel heavier, getting off the couch takes more effort, and climbing stairs feels like a serious challenge. The usual solutions aren't great either. Doctors prescribe pills with a list of side effects, while fitness brands push shakes that taste terrible and leave your stomach upset. But here's the twist. Hidden in something as ordinary as tea are natural compounds that can actually tell your body to hold onto muscle, ease inflammation, and support your joints. These aren't new discoveries either. Tea has been a staple for thousands of years, though only recently have scientists started uncovering its real benefits for aging bodies. Today, I'll walk you through 3 specific teas shown in clinical studies to do remarkable things. Boost strength, cut down on joint pain, and even lower the risk of falls, a major concern as we age. One tea improved grip strength by 15% in just 2 months. Another cut knee discomfort nearly in half. And the third? Its effects on muscle fibers were so unexpected that researchers had to double-check their data. Let's start with a tea you've probably heard of but never realized could be a secret weapon against muscle loss. Green tea. Now, most people know it's healthy, but what they don't know is that it contains a compound called epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG for short. Think of EGCG as a bodyguard for your muscles. It literally protects your muscle cells from the aging process, standing guard and keeping them from breaking down. Pharmaceutical companies have been trying for years to create a drug that mimics EGCG, but nature already provides it in its perfect form, right inside green tea. Here's why this matters. Once you reach your 60s and beyond, your body produces higher levels of inflammatory messengers called cytokines. 2 of the worst are tumor necrosis factor alpha and interleukin-6. These compounds act like wrecking balls, breaking down muscle faster than you can rebuild it. The result is muscle wasting that accelerates with age. But EGCG from green tea blocks these destructive cytokines, essentially creating a protective shield around your muscles. The science behind it is impressive. Researchers at Tufts University found that people over 60 who drank just 3 cups of green tea every day didn't just stop losing muscle. They actually gained, on average, 1.5 pounds of lean muscle over 12 weeks. And here's the kicker. They didn't change anything else in their routine. Meanwhile, the group that didn't drink green tea lost almost a pound of muscle during that same period. That's a dramatic difference. And it's not just numbers on a chart. Let me tell you about Martha from Vermont. She's 67 years old, and when she first wrote to me, she said she couldn't carry her grandchildren anymore. She couldn't even lift the cast iron skillet she had been cooking with for 40 years. Her daughter was so worried about her strength that she suggested Martha move into assisted living. Out of desperation, Martha started drinking 3 cups of green tea every day, 1 with each meal. She didn't believe it would work, called it hippie nonsense. Her words, not mine. But within 2 months, she noticed she could carry a laundry basket up the stairs without stopping. After 3 months, she was playing with her grandkids on the floor again, something she hadn't done in years. Her doctor even measured a 20% improvement in her grip strength. 6 months later, Martha sent me a video of herself laughing, carrying both of her grandchildren at once, 1 in each arm, running around the living room playing airplane. She hadn't done anything like that in over a decade. And here's the part hardly anyone talks about. Green tea doesn't just protect your muscles, it can actually help you build them. Green tea stimulates the release of growth hormone, the very hormone that declines dramatically with age. Japanese researchers found that drinking green tea, especially before light activity like walking, increased growth hormone production by up to 24% in adults over 60. That means every time you drink it before moving your body, you're amplifying your natural muscle-building response, almost like turning back the clock on your metabolism. The benefits don't stop there. Green tea also protects your joints. Normally, enzymes called matrix metalloproteinases slowly break down the cartilage in your joints, thinning out the cushion between your bones. Green tea's catechins essentially put those enzymes in handcuffs, slowing the wear and tear. Even more remarkable, studies show green tea can actually stimulate the growth of new cartilage cells, something scientists once thought was impossible in adults. In fact, people who drink green tea regularly experience about 25% less cartilage breakdown compared to those who don't. Now, not all green teas are the same. Matcha, which is powdered whole green tea leaves, contains about 3 times more EGCG than regular green tea. Sancha, the most common Japanese green tea, offers a great balance of catechins and L-theanine, which helps with focus and calm energy. Chinese teas like dragonwell or gunpowder green have slightly different catechin profiles, which some people find easier to digest. But here's a critical detail. How you brew your tea makes a huge difference. If you pour boiling water directly over green tea leaves, you actually destroy many of the beneficial compounds and make it bitter. The ideal water temperature is between 160 and 170 degrees Fahrenheit. If you don't have a thermometer, just bring the water to a boil, then let it sit for 5 minutes before pouring. Steep the tea for exactly 3 minutes. Any less and you won't extract enough EGCG. Any more and you'll release too many tannins, which can upset your stomach. If you're using matcha, whisk 1 teaspoon into hot water until it's frothy. That aerates the tea and makes the nutrients more bioavailable. So here's the simple routine I recommend. Drink your first cup of green tea about 30 minutes after breakfast. This way, the EGCG works alongside the protein from your meal to maximize muscle synthesis. Have your second cup in the early afternoon around 2 o'clock when your energy tends to dip. It will give you a gentle lift without disturbing your sleep. Then have your third cup around 4 o'clock, but not later, because green tea does contain caffeine, though much less than coffee. If you're sensitive to caffeine, switch your last cup to white tea, which has similar benefits but about half the caffeine. Now, some people ask about decaf green tea. Here's the truth. The decaffeination process removes about half of the EGCG, meaning you lose half the muscle-protecting benefits. A better solution is what's called the rinse method. Steep your tea leaves for 30 seconds, pour that water out, then steep again. This process removes about 70% of the caffeine while preserving most of the beneficial compounds. The bottom line is this. Green tea is much more than just a calming drink. For people over 60, it's a proven, natural way to protect your muscles, strengthen your body, and keep your joints healthy. 1 cup at a time, it helps you stay strong, mobile, and independent, not just for today but for years to come. Now we come to a tea that may be the single most powerful anti-inflammatory you can put in your body. Turmeric tea, often called golden milk, when made with dairy or plant-based milk. This isn't just a trendy wellness drink. It's a 4,000-year-old medicine. In India, it has kept people mobile and pain-free well into their advanced years. And in Okinawa, Japan, where people frequently live past 100 with remarkable mobility. Turmeric tea is consumed daily and credited as one of their secrets to longevity. The active compound in turmeric is curcumin, perhaps the most studied natural anti-inflammatory known to science. But what makes curcumin especially powerful for people over 60 is how it works. It doesn't just dull inflammation the way aspirin does. Instead, it gets inside your cells and actually changes the way genes linked to inflammation are expressed. In other words, it reprograms your body to stop producing so much inflammation in the first place. Specifically, curcumin inhibits something called nuclear factor kappa B, the master switch of inflammation. When this switch is turned off, your body produces up to 70% fewer inflammatory compounds. The results are real and measurable. A study from the University of California looked at people over 60 with chronic joint pain. Half drank turmeric tea twice daily, while the other half drank a placebo. After 8 weeks, those drinking turmeric tea reported 40% less joint pain and 35% better mobility. But the real breakthrough was on MRI scans. The turmeric group actually showed more fluid in their joint spaces. In simple terms, Their joints were better cushioned, better lubricated, and healthier overall. Let me share a personal story. My mother, now 72, was scheduled for knee replacement surgery. She could barely walk to the mailbox without tearing up from the pain. Her surgeon told her it was bone on bone, no cartilage left. As a last resort, I asked her to try turmeric tea twice a day for 3 months before surgery. At first, she laughed and said I was grasping at straws, but she agreed. 2 months later, she called me crying. Not from pain, but from joy. She had just walked around the entire block without her cane. She canceled the surgery. That was 3 years ago. Today, she's still walking, still hiking, and still drinking her turmeric tea. Her latest x-rays even show space between the bones where none existed before, something her doctor called impossible. But turmeric tea isn't just about joints. It's also about muscles. As we age, recovery from even simple activities like gardening can take days because of lingering inflammation in the muscles. Curcumin tackles this too. Research in the Journal of International Sports Medicine found turmeric reduced post-activity muscle inflammation by up to 60%. That means faster recovery, less soreness, and stronger muscles over time. In fact, many professional athletes now take turmeric for this very reason. And while supplements are popular, the tea form appears to be better absorbed. There is one catch. Curcumin on its own is poorly absorbed. In fact, if you drink plain turmeric tea, you'll only take in about 3% of its benefits. But there's a simple solution, something ancient cultures discovered long ago. You must combine turmeric with black pepper and a healthy fat. The piperine in black pepper blocks the enzymes that would normally break down curcumin before your body can use it. And fat helps it cross into your cells more effectively. Here's my recipe for what I call joint juice turmeric tea. 1 cup of water. 1 cup of full-fat coconut milk or whole dairy milk. The fat is essential. 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder or freshly grated turmeric root if available. 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon to help with blood sugar. 1/4 teaspoon of ginger for extra anti-inflammatory power. Optional. A pinch of cayenne pepper to boost circulation, and a teaspoon of honey for sweetness and additional soothing benefits. Heat the mixture gently for about 5 minutes. Don't boil it, and whisk well until smooth. Drink this twice a day, once with breakfast and once about an hour before bed. The evening dose is particularly powerful because your body does most of its repair work while you sleep, and curcumin supports that process. Many people also notice they sleep more deeply and wake up with less morning stiffness. There's one important caution. Turmeric can interact with blood-thinning medications like warfarin, Coumadin, or even daily aspirin. If you're taking those, consult your doctor before adding turmeric tea. For most people, though, turmeric tea is far safer than long-term use of over-the-counter painkillers, which can damage your gut and kidneys. In fact, turmeric has the opposite effect. It protects them. And here's a benefit that often gets overlooked. Turmeric helps maintain muscle mass by improving insulin sensitivity. As we age, our muscles can become resistant to insulin, which means they don't absorb the nutrients they need to grow and stay strong. Curcumin reverses this resistance, essentially opening the doors of your muscle cells to let nutrition in. Studies show people who consume turmeric regularly have about 23% better insulin sensitivity than those who don't. That means every gram of protein you eat is more likely to go where you want it, to building muscle. Building muscle isn't just about avoiding weakness. It's about giving your body what it needs to thrive, especially after 60. Today, I want to share a tea that few people think of when it comes to muscle and joint health: hibiscus tea. This ruby red tea, tart like cranberries, may be one of the most underrated tools for maintaining strength and mobility as we age. While most people focus on protein and calcium, they often miss the critical factor that ties it all together: circulation. That's where hibiscus becomes a game changer. In Egypt and Sudan, where hibiscus tea, known as carcade, is the national drink, elderly people show remarkably low rates of peripheral artery disease and maintain better mobility well into advanced age. Here's why. After 60, blood vessels stiffen, blood pressure creeps up, and oxygen delivery to muscles and joints becomes less efficient. It's like trying to water your garden with a kinked hose. Your muscles don't get the oxygen they need, and your joints miss the nutrients required for repair. Hibiscus tea helps unkink that hose. The polyphenol in hibiscus, especially anthocyanins, relax blood vessel walls and improve flexibility. A single cup can contain up to 250 milligrams of these compounds, far higher than blueberries. Studies show hibiscus tea improves endothelial function, boosts blood flow by up to 35%, and even lowers blood pressure as effectively as medication. This matters because muscles need oxygen to produce ATP, their energy source. Without good circulation, they weaken not from lack of mass but from lack of fuel. Hibiscus also increases capillary density, feeding muscle fibers more directly. I've seen this firsthand. One of my clients, James, age 69, had weak grip strength and arthritis in his hands. After drinking 3 cups of hibiscus tea daily, his grip strength jumped from 40 pounds to 65 pounds in 3 months, and his arthritis nodules even began to shrink. His doctor couldn't explain it. Beyond muscles, hibiscus benefits the joints. Poor circulation allows metabolic waste to build up in joint spaces, triggering inflammation and pain. Hibiscus improves waste removal, flushing out compounds like uric acid, which reduces stiffness and swelling. Clinical trials even show that people with osteoarthritis who drank hibiscus tea walked faster and with less pain, an important predictor of overall longevity. It also reduces nighttime cramps. Thanks to its potassium, magnesium, and natural flavonoids, hibiscus tea helps prevent muscle spasms while improving electrolyte balance. Many people report up to 50% fewer cramps. How to prepare it? Use 1 tablespoon of dried hibiscus flowers or quality tea bags per cup of boiling water. Steep for 5 to 7 minutes. Drink hot or cold. Cold hibiscus tea is especially refreshing and may enhance anthocyanin absorption. For best results, enjoy it mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and early evening. It's naturally caffeine-free, so it won't disrupt sleep. One note: hibiscus is mildly diuretic, so expect to urinate more often at first. This effect passes quickly and helps reduce fluid retention and joint swelling. If you take blood pressure medication, monitor your numbers closely. Hibiscus may enhance the effects. Now, the question is, should you drink hibiscus tea alone or combine it with other teas? The answer: combine them. Green tea protects and builds muscle. Turmeric reduces inflammation and aids recovery. Hibiscus boosts circulation and nutrient delivery. Together, they form a complete system for joint and muscle health, like a 3-legged stool, each part supporting the other. Here's a simple daily protocol. Morning, after breakfast, green tea. Mid-morning, hibiscus tea. After lunch, green tea. Afternoon, hibiscus tea. Evening, before bed, turmeric golden milk. Even if 5 cups feels like too much, start small. 1 cup of each daily still delivers real benefits. Consistency is more important than perfection. Make it a ritual, like brushing your teeth. If you don't enjoy tea, experiment. Add mint or honey to green tea, cinnamon and coconut milk to turmeric, or apple juice to hibiscus. Over time, your taste buds adapt. Think of tea less as a drink and more as medicine that happens to taste good. Here's the science in simple terms. Green tea protects muscle from breakdown. Turmeric speeds up repair. Hibiscus ensures both protection and repair can happen by improving circulation. Like renovating a house, you need security, green tea, a construction crew, turmeric, and supply trucks, hibiscus. Most people notice results within weeks. Less stiffness, more energy, easier movement. By 2 months, the difference is often dramatic enough that others start noticing. The best part? You don't need prescriptions, expensive supplements, or a gym membership. You just need tea. So start tomorrow. Pick 1 tea and commit for 2 weeks. Add the others gradually. Track how you feel, and in 60 days compare. You'll likely be amazed at the transformation. Your body hasn't given up on you. Just waiting for the right tools. These 3 teas are those tools. The only question is, backhand index pointing right, which cup will you brew first?